Welcome to the program. Money is quite fleeting, so much so that many have found themselves with nothing to go by when it's only been a few days since they last got paid at work and are now just simply waiting around for the next paycheck. Until then, getting to work proves challenging. Paying for emergencies turns cumbersome, and everything else that requires money to get done all of a sudden seems impossible. Well, this is a classic case of failing to effectively manage one's financial commitments. When it comes to personal finances, there are a number of negative outcomes that can come from operating without a proper financial plan, depending on your commitment. One of the most common is not budgeting properly to allocate your finances according to your earnings. The consequences of not budgeting include a lack of savings, less financial security, out of control spending, a higher likelihood of going into debt, and more financial stress. Sadly, the longer one waits to implement a budget, the more it becomes difficult to navigate financial emergencies or have sound personal finances. Maybe then the question is, where does one start? What are those key points that one needs to bring into perspective if they are to be successful when putting together a cohesive and effective financial budget plan? We're here tonight with financial planner from Key Wealth Group, Kesego Munyasela. Kesego, thank you so much for coming on First Issues and affording us your time. We are back here today with you, this time talking about budgeting, right? Let us talk about what budgeting is in the simplest of terms and what its main aim is.
Thank you, Panataro, for having me. I would like to say, think of your budget as a spending plan. It's a way to be aware of how much money you have and where it needs to go, and how much, if there's any, that is left over. And your budget should meet your needs first, and then wants that you can afford. And the aim of budgeting is the first step to financial freedom. By financial freedom, I mean when one is able to sustain their lifestyle without ever having to depend on other people.
In the event that somebody wants to start budgeting properly, what key points do they need to bring into focus so that they are successful in their endeavor?
Number one needs to list all the expenses, that is including the regular monthly expenses and irregular expenses for the upcoming months. Number two, one can calculate the income, that is include after-tax income from their spouse or their domestic partner, if it's applicable, if it's necessary. Number three, set money aside. By setting cash aside, it helps you or brings you closer to meeting your financial needs. Number four, track your spending. That is, record what you spend on each category and not deviate from your budget. Number five, tweak if necessary. That means account for the fact that prices will rise. For instance, bills keep fluctuating. So in that instance, you need to tweak in order to make sure that you achieve your budget for that month.
There are various ways that one can budget. So how do you go about choosing a method that is suitable for you as an individual, so much so that it almost feels like it's tailor-made?
Before picking a new or different budgeting method, you might want to figure out where your money is going so that you know what areas need attention. An easy way to get them started is to collect all your receipts for a month or where your pennies are going. And at the end of the month, sort the receipts into piles for food, gas, entertainment, and so on. This will give you a picture of your current spending and provide opportunities to find ways to adjust and perhaps save.
Maybe at this point, you could give us a short synopsis of what the types of budgeting are so that we are aware.
There are a few types of budgeting, and number one is zero budget based. The concept of a zero budget based method is simple. Basically, it's your income minus expenses equals 0. And this budgeting method is best for people who have a set income each month, or at least can reasonably estimate their income monthly, or their monthly income. And the second one is called Pay Yourself First. This is a very interesting one because on this one, a person prioritizes their saving and their repayments. Number 3, envelope system budget. Essentially, it means making your spending more disciplined. For instance, where one can just get their money or pennies and make sure that they separate it according to their expenses for that month. It could be food, your entertainment, gas, school fees, etc. And number 4 is the 50-30-20 rule budget. This one means when one is categorizing the needs over wants, you ensure that part of the money goes into your needs side, the other one goes to the wants, and making sure that the 20% goes to your savings. The 5th one is the no budget, which essentially means lowering and avoiding debt. Ka mantswe a mangwe, ga ke sena madi, ga ayo, ebile ga nka ke ka itsenya mo sekolotong. Go itlhella ke nna le one.
This program was brought to you in association with First National Bank of Botswana.
FNB, how can we help you?